plan for me. I like video games. I've played a lot of video games in my life. Am I down to stream? Sure. Am I down to play video games and talk about God the whole time I'm playing through it? Absolutely. Because I believe that God has a hand in all things. He's aware of things. He's aware of the desires of our hearts. He's aware of what we're struggling with. And we don't need to understand. We don't need to understand his plan. I think I've said that 3 or 4 times. What we need to do is trust God's plan. Maybe God is asking you to leave something behind for a time. You never know. Maybe you'll pick it back up. I wasn't planning on streaming ever again, and it seems that God has asked me to pick it back up, and so I guess here we are. That's a humbling thing. It's a humbling gift, and I promise you, I'm gonna be, after the stream ends, I'm gonna be praying and be like, what in the world, dude? Like, do you want me to stream? Like, it's crazy because I've had these desires to play some like Pokemon games through, and so I've had really good times with that. But the question is, like, is that really what you want, you know? I know a lot of this does come back to, like, what does Dallin want? Because the Lord, obviously, he takes our opinions and our thoughts into consideration. And if I had the choice, and I do have a lot of influence over the choice, I really like playing video games. I feel like God has used them to lift up people, including me, and I like sharing that experience. Now, I have a lot of other things that I work on. I was on a run this morning. I already mentioned that I have a podcast deal today, and I have I have other things that I do in my life. Video games are not my life. My life is for the Lord. That's literally what my life is. Like, one of my future kids is watching this, if one of my future grandkids is watching this, hello. I'm doing this because I love the Lord. That sounds silly. But if you look at the times how the Lord has reached out to me, how he's helped me to understand his love, then it makes a lot of sense. And if you look at how video games are causing a lot of people to lose their time and money, then it does make sense. But I want to help people reclaim their time, reclaim their money, and make a difference. I want them to trust God's plan, man, because God knows what is going on. If this somehow, like, the gap of me being like, hey, I will not stream, and then all of a sudden I'm streaming, if that, like, helps bring somebody to God in some way, like, so be it. Trust God's plan, whoever's watching. I'm telling you that, like, the Lord knows what is going on. He knows the desires of your heart. He knows what you're feeling. Sometimes God's plan really doesn't make sense. And I'll say it again. Our job is not to understand God's plan. Our job is to trust the plan. Yes, it's great when we understand pieces of it. It's great when we can get an understanding of what's going on. But if we're hoping to understand everything that he's doing in the moment that he's doing it, that's just not going to work. I don't think I've eaten anything today, so I need to eat. But it's interesting because, like, let's just say that this is definitely what God wants from me. There was one day not too long ago where I did a podcast interview with this guy, and we talked a little. I felt prompted to play some Plants vs. Zombies before I jumped in, and I would like to play some Plants vs. Zombies on stream, so that's a real shame that I'm not able to do that. But anyway, I was able to calm down. And I like making video game content. yes, because it's easy, but it's also fun to talk about life and relate it to the video game you're playing. And I talked to this guy Ave. Maybe I could try to have him on the stream and talk with me. I don't know. I could try to reach out to him after the stream. Maybe I'll do that. So I feel like it'd be fun to talk with them, you know, hang out on the stream with them. I feel like that'd be fun. And if one thing I have learned about streaming is it is about your network. And no, I'm not going to force my religion on somebody's throat. Yes, I can be more bold for the Lord, but that doesn't mean I'm going to force anybody to follow him. God is certainly not going to force you to trust his plan. And trusting his plan does not mean you don't make mistakes. Absolutely not. I make mistakes all the time still. Trusting his plan means that you want what he wants for your life more than you want what he wants for your life more than what you want for your life. You're willing to lose your life so you can find it.